up, everybody? So with us right now is Braden Kinder, a young agent here in Dallas, Texas. How's it going, Braden?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing great. So we're out here in Las Vegas right now for this eXp Mastermind. But we want to take a second and explain to you guys why it's been so lucrative for these young agents to go ahead and join eXp Realty. So Braden, when was the first time that you heard about eXp?
Man, I think it was about 20 months ago, almost 2 years ago, that I heard about eXp. It was kind of an odd scenario. I believe we were at my brother's birthday party.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and my dad, Jay Kinder, he got a phone call, I believe from Albie Stasek, if I'm not mistaken. And he was on the phone for quite a while, I think almost 3 or 4 hours. And when he got off the phone, he told me, this was a brokerage that we needed to look at. At that point, I was actually just getting licensed. I believe I was 19 at that point. I was just getting licensed in March. Mm-hmm. So yeah, he kind of showed me, the opportunity with what eXp had to offer, and it's been great ever since. Yeah.
So like you said, your dad was on the phone for hours learning, and then I'm sure you did a bunch of research with eXp. What was your initial thought when you first saw the process? You watched some of those videos.
Man, it was the future.
Yeah.
Being a cloud-based, technology company. And the opportunity that it had with the revenue share as well, for me it just looked like what was to come.
Yeah.
And from there, that's kind of what happened.
Well, and especially being in the generation that we've been a part of, we've seen a lot of the technology change, and how it's really disrupted the industries.
Sure.
We've seen a lot of big names go under, like Blockbuster, things that were family names. They go under because technology comes in, and that's exactly what eXp has been able to do right now as well.
Right.
So with that being said, you are a brand new agent, right?
New agent.
No sphere of influence whatsoever.
Yes, sir.
So how is eXp and like the different tools and different mentorship programs, what has that really been able to do to kind of kickstart your business?
I think the number one thing, when you're just starting out in real estate, my dad mentioned to me, he said, you're going to learn something new every single day. And he wasn't wrong. You learn something new every single day.
Yeah.
And I think you do throughout your whole career, you're probably going to learn something new every single day.
Yeah.
But with that being said, the mentorship program that's offered to new agents, especially if you haven't closed any transactions, I believe it's mandatory that you get a mentor.
It is mandatory.
And for good reason, because there's going to be a lot of things that you don't know that you have questions about. Mm-hmm. And being able to have a mentor that you can just bounce ideas off of, go get the information that you need, whatever it may be, they're delegated to helping you be successful and making sure that you close transactions. So for me, that was one of the biggest things that was beneficial to me, was being able to have that mentor, being able to reach out to them, being able to talk with them and see, hey, especially for the mentors that I have been in the business 20 years. So I was able to, really kind of, I guess, look from their standpoint, what was working for them, and really kind of get their take on it and bounce ideas off of them and, mastermind with them. And so that, for me, that was super beneficial to be able to have that resource. First starting out, not knowing really a ton about real estate, around the industry most of my life, but there's a lot more to it once you kind of get in and day out. So
and I think that brings up a great point, because we were talking about so it being a cloud-based brokerage. When people think cloud, at least in my head too, you almost thinking sitting on a computer, you're by yourself, you're almost on an island.
Right.
But it really isn't that way. So can you give me an example of how you've been able to connect with way more people being in this cloud-based brokerage, and just the different types of networking opportunities you've been able to have?
Yeah, man, it's crazy. Probably before technology, it wasn't as simple and as easy to be able to network the way that we do now.
Yeah.
But having that, access to people that are literally all around the country, you can literally go into the eXp world and chat with people, whoever you may need to talk to. And for me, I use it a lot through my transactions. When I need to update on transactions, or I need to ask another question, maybe my mentor's busy or something along the lines of that. Just being able to have Wi-Fi and get in there and be able to access those tools as well, and those people in there that are basically your broker support. For me was another big thing that that I found super beneficial.
Yeah. So you just started a team now too, correct?
If I got my buyer agent license.
Yeah.
He's sitting over here somewhere. Where's he at? Where you at, TJ?
That's your boy? Nice. So we were talking about before this, the modern team, and what that is, and how it's really been able to break that traditional standard of teams.
Right.
So what is the modern team?
Man, so I guess the modern team, in a sense, I think we should go back to what the traditional team is. When you're a new agent in real estate, you're typically put on a 50-50 split, maybe a 60-40 or 70-30 split, if you're lucky. in the traditional model. And what we're being able to do, the opportunity that eXp gives us is, for every agent that we bring onto our team, every agent that is producing under essentially me as a sponsor,
right.
I'm collecting a revenue check on them. So I don't have to put them on a split. I don't have to take 50% of their revenue of every deal they do unless I'm feeding them the leads or giving them the deals. In a sense, then I think it would make sense to go ahead and charge a referral fee in a sense. But the new modern team makes it just super easy to put agents under you and help them be more successful, help them make a little bit more money that they can invest back into their business and into creating more deals for them. So with that being said, I feel like that's one of the bigger opportunities that I've seen to help more agents be more successful as you bring them onto your team.
Yeah, and like you just said too, you're able to do that with your new agents, and then they're able to do it with other agents as well.
Right.
So everybody benefits from the same tools, the same mentorship, and all the different programs we discussed. You're able to help other agents out with that as well.
Exactly.
Without owning your own brokerage, without going out there and buying everything for your team.
Right.
You're able to offer them the same perks and leverage the other things that your team is able to do.
Sure.
So, Braden, is there any closing remarks or anything you want to leave us off with about eXp?
Man, here's what I can say. I can say do the math and look at the numbers. I've looked at the numbers of several other brokerages. Getting into real estate, I had contemplated on joining other brokerages, and the math just doesn't break down to make sense anywhere else other than eXp Realty. Between the splits, if you're a producing agent or you plan to be a producing agent, this is the place you need to be. This is where you're going to be able to create a passive income. This is where you're going to be able to have stock in a publicly traded company. This is the place that, in my opinion, that's going to help you propel your business, whether you're a new agent or an agent that's been in the business 5, 10, 20 years, it doesn't matter. In my opinion, I just feel like this is the brokerage that you need to be at.
So join us on this next video is Rockstar agent Garrett Terrell out of Olympia, Washington. What's up, Garrett?
What's up, man? How's it going?
It's going good. It's going good. So why don't you just tell us a little bit about how you got into real estate, how long ago that was, and your career here.
Right. Okay, so a little bit of backstory, a little brief backstory. So I played Division I baseball in college and had a brief opportunity to play further past college in the minor leagues and pretty much turned that down to start making money in real estate. So it's been about, been in real estate now for 15 months. Been here with eXp for now just on a year. Just got our year anniversary.
Oh yeah,
so that's very exciting. But
that's nice. At all the events, you're gonna have your anniversary every year. Yeah. So you've been with the eXp Realty a year. So you were basically a brand new agent when you started. So when you first saw the model, like what were your initial thoughts?
So it's actually funny how I heard about it. So I was actually in college, still playing baseball, when I actually heard about it.
Oh,
so
really?
My mom has been in real estate now for a couple years, and she basically told it to me when I was it was fall ball, just before the year that I left, and she told me, it was just brief. It was just, hey, Joe is talking about this company. It's the future. We're gonna join there. Yeah. And that was pretty much what it was. It wasn't anything extensive, and that's what I was exposed to. So I did, because I'm a high C along with a D. So I researched it. I did every single thing you could possibly think of, and I was gung ho about it.
Yeah. So as you're doing that research, especially as a new agent, was there anything that you had to do more research on, or a specific topic that you're a little worried about being a new agent?
Well, I feel like, if you're starting out in real estate, you're pretty much in two stages where you really don't know what's going on, you're just trying to figure it out, or you figured it out. So when I was starting out, I had no idea what even, how to do a contract or, how to show a house or anything like that. So starting off, I feel like, at a bigger franchise, what I did, it's very easy to kind of get underwater with the expenses and stuff like that, and it's just a different environment. So that's what I was exposed to right off the bat. But really, with eXp, it's such a different atmosphere that, it really gives you a better opportunity to at least make some type of money coming out of the gate, compared to trying to get your profits above your losses, starting out, because you don't have a name, you don't have a brand, and being young, it's hard to get a full-grown man and his wife to, you're trying to convince them as a 20-year-old to sell the biggest asset they're ever going to deal with in their life, and so you need a lot of help with that. And so really just the tools that they provided was so much different than the franchise that I was at before, that it was just simply a better opportunity for that.
Yeah, and I'm glad you brought that up, because as a new agent, like you said, it's tough to convince people that, since you're younger, to convince them to sell their home, right? Yes. And then you don't have that sphere of influence. And you touched on the tools that they provide you. What kind of tools and help do they give you to kind of overcome that?
Well, I think some of the best tools, obviously the training. When I started out, I had the great benefit of doing the NAEA training before I even picked up a phone, before I even talked to somebody. So I studied that religiously for about 2.5 weeks and completed the whole training before I even talked to somebody, because I wanted to be seasoned. Because there's no hiding my face. I look younger obviously than a 40-year-old man. So having just those tools it just puts you so much farther ahead. And at a different company, it might cost you some money to at least do that. But with here, everybody's in alignment, and it directly financially benefits everybody if we are successful. So it's a totally different culture, and that's what I really liked about it.
Yeah. So give me a time where you had a problem with especially getting started with real estate, and how did eXp Realty help you solve it?
So really with it gives you a better quality life. So like I would say a good example of that was at Keller Williams. It's 70-30, they say it's 70-30, and I'm just going to put it out there, because if you're watching this, you've probably heard about Keller Williams, or a bigger franchise or something like that. So they have splits, and they have caps, and they have all these fees and everything, and when you're starting out, they don't exactly tell you all of this stuff. So I'll just be completely honest and 100% transparent. So when I started out at Keller Williams, I think it was about $1,700 to start. Wow. So you had to pay that fee right up front. Then they give you your little, couple folders, couple name tags, and they pretty much give you a desk and then slap the bold book right in front of you, and then that's pretty much it. But the splits on the I'll never forget my first transaction. I was doing the math, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna make this much money, when this closes. And I remember being disappointed every single check. Because it was a little bit less than I was expecting. So it's a 70-30 split, but they also throw in a little franchise fee in there. That was where I was. It was 6%. So it was really a 64-36. So now plus the $23,000 cap with the $3,000 after that. So it gets really expensive, and so with eXp, right off the bat, it's a better split. So you're making a little bit more, and the capital's a little bit less. So it's a better quality life, and it's just more money in your pocket.
So something I want to touch on too was you were talking about better quality of life, and it just gives you more of an opportunity. So with this model, you're put in a position to offer other people the opportunity as well, to leverage the same tools, the same things that you were able to go through. So with that being said, I know you're big with video too. You're big with YouTube. How have you been able to capitalize on being big on YouTube, building your brand, to helping other people as well?
Well, it's just what I've learned is that just from YouTube, people just genuinely don't even know what eXp is. And so for me, I haven't done a whole lot of like cold calling, trying to convince people to join eXp, because the people that to each its own. So it's whatever you make of it. And YouTube is just a great platform that's just allowed a lot of people to see kind of what it is. So I'm just trying to add a lot of value to younger people out there, because when I was starting out, I was searching a lot of YouTube videos, and I never really saw anything. I pretty much made the videos that I wasn't seeing on YouTube. And so it really helped me out, and it helped out a lot of people, because they genuinely didn't know what even eXp was. They've only they've only heard about KW, Remax, John L. Scott, Century 21. They didn't even know this was an option. So it's just another value prop to younger agents out there and people who are interested in real estate.
So the great thing about eXp is the traditional model, you know, a lot of times they don't want you to go out and start your own team. At least your team leader doesn't, because you're taking money out of their pocket and then you're going to be their competition.
Yes.
But here, we really believe in that one big fire, and especially the group that we're in, believes in that one big fire of everybody helping out everybody. So can you give me a time where somebody in your group has helped you either grow your business or has helped you with recruiting people at eXp as well?
Yes. So I think a big part in that is, you know, when I was at Keller Williams, there's obviously a bunch of, I mean, in our office there was 130 agents or something like that, and we had a big old office, tall ceilings, nice desks, everything.
Right.
And really only like 20 to 25 of us showed up every day, and we had a team of, you know, my team leader Joe, you know, and then me and my mom were basically his agents. We would obviously categorize as buyers agents, but we would take listings too, and we really just had a TC, and we were, you know, some of the main 4 that showed up every day.
Right.
But the people that were there were obviously team leaders and everything, and really they didn't want to help me out at all. It was because I you know, was genuinely trying to ask people for questions and ask for help, and they didn't really want to give me a whole lot of advice. They kind of gave me generic answers, and they were short, and I was like, okay, so I kind of got to figure this out on my own. But with eXp, the beautiful part of it is it really directly benefits everybody, you know, compensation wise, financially wise.
We all make more money
if they help you. So it's you know, the people at this company want you to be successful, and so I'm just going to tell you right now, it's not the same way at, you know, a Keller Williams or a Remax. Totally different culture, because I've had both experiences. So it's a great perspective, and so that's really just the main thing.
Yeah. So I'm glad you brought that up too, about the culture and everybody kind of helping everybody. So give me a specific time when you needed help and then somebody reached out to you, or you reached out to them and you got the exact answer.
Well, the good thing is the people that we're involved with, obviously, with, you know, the NAEA and Jay and Michael and Alan, all those guys. It's a great tool in our pocket that we can pull out, and they're more than happy to answer our questions and help us, and so that's what I really like.
Yeah. So and what they do is they provide the exact systems and processes that they spent years figuring out. Yeah. So why don't you tell me a little bit about those processes that you've been able to implement with your business as well?
So the cool thing is really the lead gen. So we've been doing a lot of lead gen. Yeah. And we really, it's kind of unfair because we have all the answers to the test. I mean, it's like, you know, trying to become a quarterback in the NFL and having Tom Brady like personally, you know, personally coach you. So it's the same thing. So you want to, I mean, that's how it was in baseball. Like if we were playing, you know, a not very good school, you know, it's doesn't make you better. But when we were playing Texas and Notre Dame and stuff like that, those are the games that get you better. Yeah. And those are the type of players that you want to play against. Right. And the cool thing with eXp is we just get to do that every single day, but we're not in competition, we're in alignment. Yeah. So that's really the beauty in all of this. Yeah. So right now there's agents out here, they're watching this video, Garrett, and they're hearing everything you're saying about the training and how great eXp is. Why should they join right now? So I'm a firm believer in being an open-minded person about anything, and I really think that if people are excited about something, you should probably listen. Yeah. I think a closed mind, an egotistical mind, is more expensive than anything you'll spend money on in your life. So just be open to it and really look at it with a open mind and not be closed off and right. Really dig into it for yourself and not somebody else's opinion, like your broker that's not going to want you to leave because you're in the rat race of the company. Yeah. Because you're making them money and they don't want to see you leave, and it's just a different model because at here they cut out the franchise, they give us the money that the franchise owner would have. So it's just look at it. That's all I'm going to say. Awesome. No, we appreciate you coming on here, Garrett, and thanks for coming on. Appreciate it.
What's up, guys? So this next video, we're here with Daniel Ramirez out of Dallas, Texas, correct?
Correct.
Or outside of Dallas?
I'm Dallas Fort Worth Metroplex. So.
Yeah. So why don't you tell us a little bit about your real estate career and how you got it all started?
Man, so going into my 4th year, started when I was 20.
Yeah.
I had no connections,
Yeah.
fresh out of college, actually dropped out of college.
Right.
And I mean, none of my friends were buying or selling houses. And
Still living at home in parents' basements?
you know, and I started off at Keller Williams, you know, the best training brokerage, and ultimately, you know, I was part of one of the most profitable organizations in the nation.
Mm-hmm.
And what I noticed is just still a revolving door. You know,
Yeah.
agents would get stuck on wanting to learn everything and wanting to just have everything figured out before they actually start to execute. So you
Yeah.
get stuck in this analysis paralysis.
Yeah.
You know, and I think what really took off for me was about month 8, something happened to me in my life that I was like, man, I got to take this thing serious.
Yeah.
So for the next 6 months, I committed to just coming to the office, making calls from 9 to 12.
Yeah.
Regardless whether if I had somebody to call. And
Yeah.
honestly, just if you understand that and you trust the process, you're gonna bear fruit. And you're planting seeds every single day, day in, day out.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, those seeds actually will bear fruit. They might bear fruit next month. They might bear fruit 3 months from now, 2
Yeah.
years from now, 3
If you
years from
don't
now.
plant them, they're never going to grow.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So.
Yeah. So you're talking about the training, especially getting started off. I think you said you were 20 years old when you got started off.
Mhm.
So the training and the different tools that eXp Realty has been able to offer you, like what are some of those tools and how has that helped you?
Man, so just honestly, it's been amazing just being able to collaborate with a lot of people in the nation, not just be locally confined to hearing the top leaders in my brokerage.
Yeah.
But I'm connecting with leaders all across the nation, putting up numbers. Just the value is amazing. You know, I mean, we have 20 hours of online training, and you know, the way my schedule is set up is I take time to work on my business and work in my business.
Okay.
And take the time to invest back into myself. So going to trainings,
Yeah.
reading books,
Yeah.
you know, listening to podcasts. But eXp has been amazing. Just, I mean, the types of classes that we offer are just phenomenal. And you have all these, I mean, industry leaders who are leading these classes.
Yeah.
I'd always tell people that it's not the class itself, but it's who's teaching the class.
Yeah.
You're always going to come out and pull nuggets from, you know, just listening to an instructor or,
Yeah.
you know.
So that I like how you brought that up, the different classes. So for everybody that's out there, they might not know exactly what classes that are actually out there for eXp. You know, it's a cloud-based brokerage, but why don't you tell me a little bit about the different classes that they offer and like how it's kind of set up?
Man, so there's classes honestly pertaining to any,
Like 24/7, there's these
Yeah.
classes going on.
yeah, for honestly any agent in the industry, whether you're starting off, you're learning to, you know, build leads organically,
Mhm.
whether you're looking to build a team, whether you want more, when you want more training on understanding KV Core, CRM that eXp provides,
Right.
which is an amazing tool for agents. Classes from, you know, commercial investing classes, you know, farming, open houses. I mean, the list goes on and on.
So these classes, where do they take place?
So it's in our eXp campus.
Yeah.
You know, it's the World Campus. You know, we own this technology called Verbela. And it's pretty interesting, honestly. You know, we have a boat in our office. So.
Yeah.
So aside from trainings, I like to get on my boat, you know,
Yeah.
just kind of mess around a little bit.
Yeah, and especially being a new agent, I mean, all new agents, all agents in general, they go through struggles and they go through some of the problems. So can you tell me a time that you had a problem and either go into the eXp world and somebody that you didn't even know at the time was able to help you out?
So it's funny because in my old brokerage, we used to have a MCA department.
Yeah.
And you know, we had 800 plus agents in one small office, right?
Yeah.
And there was used to joke around that she like Dr. Peppers and Snickers.
Yeah.
So if you want your stuff worked on, you know, you gotta.
That's what you were bringing. Yeah.
Gotta make sure you come in with Dr. Pepper and some Snickers.
Yeah, right.
But you know, our staff is, you know, they're on the campus. So you have access to them, you know, at any point, whether you're, you know, your home, you're in comfort of, well, if you're in the comfort of your home, if you're in Puerto Rico, you're anywhere you have access to Wi-Fi, you can have access to our staff. So it's been great, man. Because I remember coming into my office and you know, looking to pick up a check that's been kind of delayed, and they tell me that the MCA department's, you know, gone for lunch or on vacation.
Go buy Snickers.
Yeah.
and you don't have that problem. You don't have that problem with eXp Realty, right?
Oh, no. Dude, I get into the cloud, I come in with an issue, and within minutes it's resolved.
Yeah. So we're talking about the classes, the tools, and especially being a young agent, like you said, you don't have this fear, so you need leads, right? Mm-hmm. So you need leads. So what are some of the tools that eXp Realty provides you, and even more so, like how have they been able to help you utilize the tools as well?
Well, let's dissect that question a little bit. So you're asking me how to generate leads with the tools we've.
So eXp Realty, they give you some tools, right, to be able to generate your own leads, so you can become kind of self-sufficient. So they give you the tools, but then they also are able to teach you how to use them as well. So what are some of the ways that they, like, what tool do they give you, and what are some of the classes and different things that they provide?
So off the top, I would say our CRM is beyond phenomenal. I mean, it connects to an open house app. So whether you do open houses, you're having people sign in, and these leads are going directly to your CRM. You're able to post, market any listing out there, and it has a landing page for you to come in and generate, get the client's information. Of course, we do have our Make It Rain program. But of course, I know a lot of agents go directly through our KV core system and generate their leads through there. Man, there's a ton of faucets. I mean, honestly, that eXp provides for us.
So something that eXp does offer is a quote unquote retirement for realtors, right? That's something that, unless you want to sell homes the rest of your life, you don't really have another option as a realtor. So what it does offer is retirement, but at this age, that's not something that's really on our mind. Yes, is it in our mind in the future, but at this moment, it's not. So why is that enticing for you with eXp Realty, the rev share model?
It's such an amazing concept, honestly. It's revolutionized the way that we see real estate today, and it's modernized the way that teams are organized, and really modernized the way that we see our team structure.
Right.
And so passive income is amazing. I have a team of 25, and a modern team of 25, which has been spread out throughout the nation. I got some agents in Toronto, agents in California, agents spread out through Texas, and it's interesting because you're able to partner with other agents, help share your playbooks with one another, and all still grow together without actually being on a team split with that person. Because what happens with your team? I joined the team when I first started, and I got what I needed to know, and then I left that team. But why would she still feel incentivized to come and help me grow? But in the structure, even if I leave her team, I'm still part of the modern team. You know what I mean? And so we're all just locking arms with one another, helping each other grow.
How are you able to keep this modern team functioning? How are they able to utilize and leverage the same tools that eXp Realty was able to give you, and pretty much duplicate it in these other places? Because again, you're in Dallas. These people are in Canada, California. How are they able to leverage the same tools, and how are you able to help them?
So the way I kind of see it is eXp is this vehicle, right? And eXp provides every one of these agents the same vehicle and opportunity, and allowed us to share the same vehicle with another agent. So in a sense, we're partnering. And let's say that you and I partner. Well, I'm here. I'm giving you that same vehicle that I have, the same opportunities, the same connections that I have, the same trainings. You have access to everything that I have access to.
Right.
And I guess the team part comes in where we're holding one another accountable. We're helping each other grow. We're because every agent has different needs. And I guarantee that no matter where you are, whether it might be myself or someone that we're all connected to has solved that problem and gapped that bridge.
Right.
And so again, it's that idea of us having a national and international collaboration. Again, it speaks volume, honestly.
So Daniel, there's an agent out there right now watching this video thinking about joining eXp Realty. Why should they do it?
Well, why not? Well, honestly, it's just an amazing company, honestly. And if you see yourself in the business, once you sit down and understand the model, there's really no reason as to why you should not join. I think that's the people who aren't part of eXp don't truly understand what eXp is. And I think there's a lot of misconceptions and rumors going out. Because since we all have the same opportunity, of course, you hear a lot of agents, talking about eXp, but in reality, again, if you understand our motto and concept, there's no reason why you shouldn't be a part of eXp.
Yeah. Well, thanks for coming on, Daniel. I know they're going to like it at home, and that's a wrap for this one.
Awesome, man.
All right, what's up, everybody? Here in our next video, we have David Bentic out of Dallas, Texas.
That's right.
So, David, why don't you tell us a little bit about how you got into real estate and how long you've been in the business?
Yeah. Well, thanks for having me on, Nick. Appreciate it. I've been in the business for about 3 years now. I was a solo agent first. 6 months, had no closings, and I was literally about to be another statistic. You know what I mean? 80% of the realtors were going to
drop off within the first year, especially.
And I knew I couldn't, man, just because I had already dropped out of college. So I said, all my chips and all my bets were in real estate.
Right.
And so I just, I pushed through. I got around the right people and joined a real estate sales team, and it really just accelerated my business. And I mean, it's just been growth since, man. It's just kicking ass since.
And here we are in Vegas.
Yeah, here we are in Vegas, man.
So you were saying, so you joined a team. Things were starting to get better, and then eXp was brought to you by your team leader, right,
Correct.
or your broker.
Correct.
So what was your initial thought when he brought it to you, especially being on his team?
You know what? I had heard about eXp.
Yeah.
Through lunch and learns, other agents. Kind of was seeing it on Facebook. People making the switch. I didn't really think much of it. I didn't really look into it. I think I was with Keller Williams at the time. I had been with them for my entire career, and I think I didn't really look into it as much, right?
Yeah.
And I was comfortable. I was comfortable at Keller Williams, honestly. I like the culture. I like everybody. I like the office. I like going bullshitting with other agents, right? But then when you really started to look into the eXp and the model and everything that it provides, right? Everything just makes sense, right? So at first I was hesitant to join, but then you don't really get a taste about eXp unless you are fully into it, right? Because you get presented the eXp model, it makes sense, the math makes sense,
right?
The opportunities are there, but I didn't really get a taste of what everything eXp has to offer until I'm actually on the inside of it.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know what I mean?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
So you're talking about some of the struggles that you had early on as a new agent.
Not to mention, it took us about 7 months to actually make the switch.
So you guys did your research.
So we were
you
poking
did your
holes in the
homework.
model. Yep.
Yeah,
Correct.
well, that's great. All right, so you're talking about some of those struggles that you had as a new agent, as a lot of new agents do have.
Right.
Can you give us an example of what one of those problems was, and then how has eXp helped you solve that problem?
Man, that's a good question. So as a new agent, for me, it was just structure, scheduling, not really have a sense of direction. I think that was more of my broker's fault at the time. It was pretty new, and then I had switched to a larger Keller Williams office after that. But I think getting more dialed in as far as knowing what to do, how to make cold calls. Because I was 23 at the time, 24. I didn't have a sphere of influence, right?
Right.
All my friends were still living at home, right? And their parents weren't buying from me because they thought I was that punk kid.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh yeah.
But I think after getting around the right people, and this is where I see the value in eXp, because we know success is duplicatable.
Yeah.
Right? So if it takes somebody 10 years to be at the level that you want to be in, getting around the right people, because I'm a big believer in who you surround yourself, you become.
Yeah.
You can probably knock that time frame in half. Right. If it took somebody 10 years to get somewhere, it can probably take you 5.
Yeah, and especially with that point too, especially the group that we're around, they're open. They're willing to share that information and show us exactly where, number one, where they messed up. They might be seeing us doing it, and then how to overcome it. So we don't have to sit here and beat our head against the wall. They're going to give us the exact process to how to become successful.
Absolutely.
So we were talking about that. I love how you said it. Who you surround yourself really does matter.
You become.
So especially with this being a cloud brokerage, how have you been able to surround yourself with more of the right people? Especially with me. I'm in Cleveland, Ohio.
Yeah.
So we would have never really known each other if it wasn't for eXp Realty.
Correct. Yeah.
So why don't you tell me a little bit about how you've been able to surround yourself with more of the right people at eXp?
That's another good question. Like I said, man, I'm a big believer in proximity is power.
Yeah.
Right. Just with how eXp is structured and everything that they provide and opportunities, because the opportunities are there, right? We're the ones that create the limits in our heads, right? There's abundance all around us.
Yeah.
So it's up to you to really take that action. But just the way how eXp and our line has really what they're offering us. I'm able to connect with some of the top guys in our company, like Jay Kinder, Albie Stasic, Michael Reese, and I literally have their phone numbers.
Yeah.
I've been inside Michael Reese's house. I called them and I said, "Hey, bro, I'm coming over. Let's mastermind."
Yeah. And they're open to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was with them for 5 hours. I met his kids. We hung out. It was a good time.
Yeah. So I think that brings up a great point. The people that we surround ourselves with, especially some of the guys at the top, quote unquote,
Right.
like at the top, and some of these bigger guys in real estate, they're open to, if you want it, they're going to give you the tools to do it.
Mm-hmm.
So why don't you tell me a little bit about some of the tools that our group and eXps have been able to offer you, especially as a newer agent, that's helped you grow your business.
Absolutely. So we partnered with the co-founders of the National Association of Expert Advisors.
Yeah.
Right, and these guys, you know, Jay Kinner, Michael Reese, I mean, they're selling over 300, 500 homes a year in their respected marketplace.
Mm-hmm.
And so now that we joined up with them, and now we're pretty much business partners with each other, right? And so they're now opening up their playbooks to show us exactly what they did to take that much business.
Yeah.
And that's how eXp's, or you know, how we, us partnering with the right people, is able to help me take more business and partner with other agents, so I can, you know, go out and help other people.
Yeah.
And they can reach out to me at any time.
Yeah.
You know?
And just out of curiosity, how much did that cost you for them to open up their playbook?
Nothing.
Nothing at all.
Nothing.
Okay. So at this point, I mean, retirement's not really on our mind, nor is it in
Right.
our very near future.
Sure.
So the rev share and having it being your retirement plan, it is the end goal. But for right now, what has rev share been able to do for you, or what do you see it being able to do for you?
I see it creating, you know, a lot of opportunities, especially down the line. I mean, I think the entire, because nobody wants to sell real estate forever.
Yeah.
Right. I know we definitely got to pay our dues, especially us being this young. You know, I'm 26. You know, we definitely got to put in that sweat equity.
Yeah.
Right. Like, but I mean, nobody wants to show homes forever, or you know, take phone calls on the weekend when you're with your family, right?
Yeah.
So I think a lot of people who get into real estate, they need to get in for the right reasons, and I think a lot of that is money, and that was mine. I was money motivated, right?
Yeah.
I still am, but like I think over time, you know, it's not about the end of the journey. It's about who you become during the journey, right? And I think this real estate career of mine has really molded me into, you know, really finding my purpose and my passion.
Yeah.
Right. So I see the rev share being it. I don't really see it. I see it as a good retirement plan.
Right.
I see it, you know, where I can take some of that revenue and go on and invest it into more, you know, tangible assets, right? But I also see the value in partnering with other agents, providing them value, so I can help them, you know, build their revenue share and help change their families' lives.
Yeah.
That's what I see.
Yeah. That's great.
Yeah.
Well, David, thank you for coming on.
Absolutely.
I think you crushed it.
I appreciate that. Yeah, I mean, you know, thank you for having me on, Nick. I appreciate that. I mean, I know that we've been Facebook friends for a couple months now, ever since I joined eXp about a couple months ago, and just the networking and the opportunities in this business is just, you know, amazing. I mean, feel free to reach out to me at any time. You know, you can hit me up on Facebook, Snapchat, Instagram, at David Bentic. That's DAVID. BENTINCK, you know, on all social media platforms. Reach out to me at any time if you have any questions on eXp, the platform, the model, how to take more business, anything in general. Hit me up, hit Nick up. We're here to help.
Yeah. Well, thanks for coming on,
Cool.
David.
Appreciate it, man.
Yep.